Many thanks to Job, DayZ Podcast, Taggy's Tag West, Pandemonium and Lion Lost for making this video possible. The tips contained in this video are so pro that they emit high levels of testosterone radiation that may grow extra body hair on your body by the end of this video. So if you're not a complete and utter chadlord, please do assume the beta position and equip protection before viewing. Once detonated, gas grenades will leave a 20-meter wide poisonous gas cloud that will last 6 minutes and kill all infected that stay within it. So using a variety of methods, you can lure infected to the gas cloud to clear out an entire town. Now because this gas cloud is only 3 meters in height, you can climb most objects in the game and you can body lure the infected to the gas cloud and they will just sit below it and slowly die. Or if you don't mind being too loud, gunshots are best to lure infected from far and wide. The new fireworks launcher will lure infected from 200 meters, so it's not that far, and the 2 alarms will only lure them from 35 meters away, which is about as good as throwing items to lure infected, creating breadcrumbs to trail them to the deadly gas. My favourite method though is turning on a vehicle, gassing it and then luring them to that area, because vehicles will lure infected up to 150 meters away if they're turned on, and then will just stand there and quietly dive you. Pro tip. The heavier ammo types in DayZ allow you to easily manage a pack of infected due to them being able to stun infected while they're running. So if they're running, they can become stunned, but not by any of these ammo types, because these ammo types are considered light ammo types in DayZ and will not stun infected, making it much harder to deal with several infected at the same time. Take your time with your shots and focus on keeping as many stunned as possible to control the situation and eventually win. The Claymore mine takes time to set up to get that 25-meter kill cone activated. However, if you simply drop it on the floor, destroying the Claymore kit will generate the exact same 25-meter cone in front of it. Where the kill cone is positioned will always be facing away from your character when you drop it, which will also be indicated by a very helpful arrow telling you exactly where this kill cone will be. So upon destroying the mine, all of the stuff dies in a 90-degree cone in front of it, with the Claymore mine becoming destroyed after 50 health damage, so a magnum or higher is enough to one-shot detonate it. With a Claymore kit in hand, punch a wall until you see this circle here turn a brown colour, which means it's just become badly damaged. When it becomes badly damaged, punch the wall 14 more times, and the very next punch, punch number 15, will detonate the Claymore mine, allowing you to Mike Tyson Giga punch people into the Shadow Realm without dying yourself. The punch that detonates the deadly 25-meter Claymore cone faces away from your character, so you will only be KO'd, while everything in front of you, up to 25 meters, is going to get shreked. Now you will lose 80% of your health and get KO'd for 50 seconds as a result of this, but it's impossible for anybody to not die from this punch, even if fully protected, and as a bonus, their gear won't become damaged either. Mega pro tip. From an empty stomach, 1 full cooking pot of water will trigger the stuffed icon to appear 2/3 of the way through drinking it, but you can drink it all of the way without vomiting at all, which means you can drink 2 full water bottles or 2 full canteens without vomiting either. Now if you're not sure if your stomach is empty or not, you can use the vomit emote, which is keybindable now, and empty your stomach before you drink, which won't remove any hunger or thirst from your stats, none at all, but cannot be used to cure chemical poisoning. The only way to lose water or food from these stats while vomiting is to chug a gallon or 2 of gasoline and get chemical poisoning, which will make you vomit many times and lose a lot of food and water from these stats over about 5 minutes of vomiting. However, if you have chemical poisoning and are either on a ladder, inside of a vehicle or swimming, your character cannot go into the vomit animation, and therefore you cannot lose water or energy because your character cannot vomit. So you just go AFK and let time heal your chronic gasoline addiction, at least until the devs decide whether vomiting should or shouldn't reduce your stats to create some consistency here. The gas grenade has just 5 durability, which means it breaks very easily, so if you combine it with any other explosive in the game, it will explode along with that explosive, creating a gas cloud in the area of the explosive. Now if you combine this with a landmine, you've got yourself the most devious trap in DayZ, because a landmine will KO somebody for 50 seconds, break the gas grenade open, and then give them the gas poisoning disease in 25 seconds while they're unconscious, which is almost guaranteed death unless you're prepared for this, but waking up to these stats will mean that you need to act fast to preserve whatever is left of your character after this experience. When locking a door with a lockpick, which door you lock makes a massive difference to how much damage is required to unlock it. For example, a single wooden door will require 20 punches, but a double wooden door will require 30 punches. Whereas a single metal door will require 40 punches, but anything bigger than a single will require 60 punches. However, locking somebody behind these prison cell doors would take many more punches because you cannot hit the door consistently, but the king of all doors in DayZ to lock is in the prison building itself. These cell doors, when locked, cannot be physically hit at all. In fact, shooting it doesn't open them, and nor does a frickin' plastic explosive. The only way to open this door is to use the lockpick on it yourself. These pox grenades spawn in the center of dynamic gas attacks when they happen, which is a very loud noise that causes loads of gas over a town, remaining there until the gas cloud disappears. If you sprint from the outside of a town with no protection at all, you can get these grenades and get out without dying, but you will certainly get a bad case of the "you are dead" screen unless you're prepared. However, with just a gas mask and patching up any bleeds you get while you're inside the gas, you can easily get any gas grenades and then get out with no bleeds at all. This is an incredible trade because essentially you're trading 2 to 3 bandages for 2 to 3 gas grenades. Not a bad deal. Getting KO'd from any gun damage in DayZ will make you wake up faster than melee, but if you let a person wake up and punch them 3 times quickly to KO them again, it will give them the longer KO timer that will last up to 50 seconds. Now, because punching a person on any body part inflicts 15 shock damage, doesn't matter where you hit them, it will be 15 shock damage, you can punch their foot every 15 seconds to essentially keep them KO'd forever, or at least until they die from your punches, which is around 20 minutes from full health. You can keep somebody KO'd for 20 minutes if you punch them in the foot every 15 seconds or less. This is because punching in the foot of a player will only inflict 1.4 health damage, but it will still give them 15 shock damage, but punching them in the leg, chest or head inflicts much more health damage. So for maximum KO time, punch them in the foot like this, allowing for longer KO durations if you want to keep them alive but unconscious. Like in my last 10 pro tips video, which you can find here, you have to like this video if you didn't know at least one of these tips, because those are the rules that I made in the last video, and on YouTube you have to be consistent, and I want to be reliable for you guys, which also means that if you did know all of these tips, I would sincerely apologize to you for wasting your time in the comments, just like I did last time. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.